Didn't even get to cross.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the next Unity tutorial video. We left off a little while ago when we made our chunk and all of the subscripts that apply to it. So make sure this is applied and then go ahead and delete it. The next thing we're going to do is turn this guy back on, click play. If you start the game, you'll see that we have this ship, which is this guy. So what we're going to do is go ahead and create our ship controls. So let's go into here and create a player script, and let's open that up. So the player is going to be moving forward at a certain speed, and every now and then he is going to increment his speed based on some factor that will be done later. The player will be able to move left and right, and that is about it. So we will need a public float forward momentum, which will just start out at 0. Public float amount to boost, which will start out at 0. And we are going to go ahead and make a function called move player, and this guy is going to go ahead and move our player forward and left to right. We're going to go ahead and make a forward vector 0, 0, 1, and then near the bottom we want to transform dot translate our forward times our forward momentum times time dot delta time. Okay, we go back to our world resources prefabs and drag that in, grab the player and attach player to him, set this at 1 and this at 0.5, and then apply. Click play, start game, and we need to call this function move player from our update. Okay, start, and you can see that our player is moving. We still can't go left or right yet, but in here we can say if input dot button or key dot a else if input dot get key d. So if we press A, then we're going to go left, and what that means is that we are going to add to our forward momentum vector 3 dot left. Otherwise we're going to go right plus equals vector 3 dot right. And now if we click play, When you press the left, we move left. When you press the right, move right. Okay. However, we still need to have stuff to dodge. Otherwise, it's a pretty boring game. In the worlds folder, in its own script folder, we're going to go ahead and create another script called world. And this is going to be attached to the world prefab. And what the world is going to do is it is going to generate all of our chunks, these guys. It is going to have, well, we're going to use a list, so we need system dot collections dot generic wise let me restart mono. Okay. So we need a list of chunks. So we're going to go ahead and create a script in here. Call this guy chunk. Attach this to the chunk prefab. And we want a list chunks. We also want a prefab for our chunk. Public game object chunk prefab. And so we need a way of generating a grid of chunks. So to do this, each chunk is going to have a concept of a coordinate, a vector 2 coordinate. And it is also going to have a way of determining if it has been entered, which is just void. This guy is a trigger. So void on trigger entered collider C. Okay, and then when this happens, we're going to do some other stuff. The player then is going to need to know what coordinate it currently is on. Vector2 current coord. And our world is going to care when the player changes coordinates. So we're going to use something called a delegate here. Public delegate void on coord change, which will take in a vector2 coord, and then public on coord change. Okay. So a delegate is a way of creating an anonymous function that we can hook up events to. And an event is something that is fired off when something else happens. So in the awake we're going to have public player, and player now has an onChord change, which you can assign a function to. Void create world, and the function signature, this guy needs to match the onChord's function signature. Which is a vector2. And then we can say plus equals create world. Okay, thanks, and I'll get back to this in a little bit.
Didn't even get to cross.